the revolt comes first. There is a no. I will drink water from the same pot.
Dr. Ambedkar returned to Bombay in 1917, staying in a two-room chawl with his wife Ramabai. The Swaraj movement was gaining strength, but Ambedkar wasn't impressed. The young nonconformist had a strong mind of his own. Writing in Muknayak, The Dumb Hero, a newspaper he started in 1920, Ambedkar says,
"A Swaraj where no fundamental rights were guaranteed for the depressed would be no Swaraj for them at all. It would be a new form of slavery."
As India's freedom movement gathered momentum, Dr. Ambedkar began teaching political economy at Bombay's Sydenham College. Initially skeptical, even Brahmin students became lifelong disciples after listening to his lectures. This portrait, which hangs in the college today, is a testimony of his impact. In 1923, Dr. Ambedkar started his law practice at the Mumbai High Court. But the outcast lawyer found cases hard to come by in spite of his brilliance. For Ambedkar, it was now time to openly challenge the dark clouds of Hindu orthodoxy. He founded the Bahishkrit Hitakarni Sabha the same year to mobilize Dalits against their exploitation. 4 years later, he did the unthinkable. At the time, this water tank at Mahad in Maharashtra could be used by everyone. Hindus, Muslims, even cattle, except the Bahishkrits, the outcasts. But now the time for waiting was over. Bhim Rao led by acting himself. Self-respect, self-help, he thundered, leading scores of outcasts to the water tank. As he touched the water and drank it, the crowds followed. The impact of Dr. Ambedkar's act was revolutionary. 85 years later, his grandson Prakash repeats the same act at the same tank without a second thought. It is something that explains Ambedkar's legacy. It wasn't just about water, it was about humanity and equality.
Untouchables had accepted caste system mentally, and therefore since they had accepted his mentally, he said that mental slavery is first which should be attacked and then the physical slavery. To get out of this mental slavery, he said water which was being denied to a common man, if I can pick it up and drink it, then the other man, then the rest of the people will have a confidence in the whole thing. And therefore he exercised the right in this right over here, and lakhs of people followed him.
A day later, when priests carried out a purification ceremony at the water tank, Ambedkar was deeply hurt. 8 months later, he returned to Mahad, this time to ceremoniously burn the Manusmriti, a book he described as the Bible of slavery. Ambedkar's anti-caste movement rapidly gained momentum. Nasik's Kalaram temple was the next target. Ambedkar and his supporters laid siege at the temple gates in 1930, demanding untouchables be allowed to enter. But Baba Saheb's temple entry movement was met with a lot of resistance that only fueled his disillusionment with Hinduism.
Though I was born a Hindu, I solemnly assure you that I will not die as a Hindu.
20 years later, he would fulfill his vow. Summing up, Baba Saheb's final break with Hinduism and his tussle with Mahatma Gandhi.
Gandhiji understood Ambedkar's pain. He understood Gandhiji's agony, no doubt about it. I mean, he said, it is there in my film.